Your CD, is it a CD player?
And the CD recorder.
Is this a Snoop Dogg joke? Or are you gonna say something about CD's nuts or something, Rufus? I know you're.
No.
Okay, all right. There's no CD. Oh yeah, it's in there. It's in there. It's in the other one. Okay. I thought you was about to get me, Rufus. I didn't expect that of you, man.
Ask him if he's ever seen Bofa.
You ever seen Bofa?
Have I seen Bofa?
Yeah.
Both of these nuts!
No. That's one of Carlos Mencia's dude. Power 88, the People Station, the Bomb Squad is in the building. You know how we do it. This is what we do. This is what we do. And man, it's Friday. We got a mega show for you. I gotta let you know. I was expecting. I'm gonna tell you. This the kind of dudes I like to hang with. These are the kind of brothers I like to hang with. Your interview is at 3:45, but you came to hang out with the Bomb Squad.
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
You came to hang out with the Bomb. You heard what was happening over here, didn't you?
I heard. I just love that you guys call yourselves a bomb squad.
We be blowing the spots up.
I love that. I love it. You know, there's somebody in America, and that's what's wrong with the black people. Why you gotta put bomb in your stuff? That's why we're afraid of you, because you're bombing places and you're fighting and you're anarchy and you're. I love this. I love this.
This is happening.
Yes.
I thank you for bringing both along with you.
Both of these?
Oh! Y'all know what's happening, y'all. We have been invaded by Carlos Mencia. He is in the building. He gonna hang out with us for a little bit and let us know about his show that's coming up this weekend. We got a plethora.
A plethora?
That's a new word.
That's a plethora. What does that mean?
A whole bunch.
A
We got a whole great show for you, man. It's going down. We gonna get real crunk about 5 o'clock, y'all.
Oh.
We gonna do the top 5 at 5 with my man from the dirty South, Little John. Why y'all didn't make no noise?
It's gotta be Lil John.
Yeah,
It's gotta be Lil John, brother.
Lil John.
Lil John. There you go.
All right.
You can't put a T in Lil John, dog.
I'm proper. I went to private school.
That's right. You do have an extensive vocabulary, my brother. You did it right.
And I use plethora.
You did use plethora.
And
You did use plethora.
We got some
At
crazy.
this point, a plethora of times.
I don't know what's getting ready to happen in the studio.
I don't
today.
either, dog.
Because this brother's on. He's lit. He's lit. And
I am lit.
Like I said, this is the kind of show you want to be tuned in for.
Yes.
We
This is
got
it.
tickets to give away. We got good music. We got DJ certified coming up in the next hour. I don't even know where to go, man. Carlos,
You could go anywhere, brother. It's your show.
you ready to do this with me?
It's your world, baby.
Let's do it.
How about you put on some orange shorts in remembrance of all the Hooters girls that lost their jobs?
That's what
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Little shiny shorts and a little glitter on top.
I don't like Hooters shorts because they look like those shorts that you used to jog in the 70s. Remember the Starsky and Hutch
the ones with the little thing on the side.
That's not good.
And the ones for the men and the women were exactly the same, so you couldn't tell the difference.
Everybody shopped at Kmart.
That's when you used to get the knee-high socks with the 3 stripes. And if you bought the socks where I bought them, the colors were never actually the same.
Never.
One was red and one was kind of red, but with a little orange in it.
What about when the socks, one was longer than the other?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you had to scrunch them down to pretend that they were the
same.
same.
I grew up a long time thinking I had a bigger calf than the other. Something was wrong with me. I thought it was deformed or something. I don't know.
You thought it was you? You didn't know it was your mama buying cheap socks.
Exactly. Y'all keep it locked. The Bomb Squad's in the building. We got Carlos Mencia in the house with us. You don't want to miss this show. I don't know what the heck is going to happen today. It's crazy. Y'all know what it is, though. It's a Bomb Squad, baby, and we are listening, and you are listening, and we're listening to you. We get your requests all day long, 702-647-3688. You're listening to the coolest place in the desert. What it is, Simo?
The People's Station.
Power 88.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we watch this every day at the same time. Everything comes on, and I'm like, oh, I remember when they was doing this. They showed the one with those shorts. He was jogging on the track and still running.
Him and his old friend were like, I can beat you, I can beat you.
They showed that twice, like 1 week, and then they showed yesterday. The same one came on. This is crazy. But this kid, when I lived in Atlanta, she's a grown woman now. In college at Spelman.
Oh,
and I was like,
right?
I'm looking at her.
Little Rudy.
Guys like, oh, Rudy's fine. I'm like, dude, I can't do it.
Oh, that
It's that little girl, man. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. That's wrong, man.
She was in a music video, man, half naked. She was in a music video, done all these things.
Open the door so I can tell Craig to come in.
Mr. Knight.
This is
on
our
in.
general manager, gentleman, Mr. Craig Knight.
How you doing, Cisco? Cisco.
They want to shake your hand. They said,
He's the one that looks like a pimp. Look at his face. Look at that face.
You know.
You gotta do one of the moves. You just slide.
I did give you some now.
Just a little sugar. Just a little sugar.
Just a little bit.
Oh man.
I appreciate your work, man. I appreciate your work.
yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I got a buddy back in New York. Funny comic.
By the way, nobody cares about white people, so what do you
This month have to be black.
Your friend better be black, brother.
He's an old black man. But he said that him and his brothers, when his mom used to beat on one of them, when she used to beat on him, she'd be like Gladys Knight, and his brothers would be like, the pimp would be like, didn't I tell you? Did not. And the brothers would be like, didn't she?
Is that right? Did I hear you say pimps?
Yeah.
He said pimps.
Yeah.
Did I say pimps?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There is a name in that, brother.
P-I-P-S, man.
He put little in John.
P-I-P-S.
That is true.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Wow, bro. He calling you out, dog.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a clue.
Gladys still does. She still does a lot of touring.
Yeah, she was just in Europe. I think she's back now.
Do the Pips still go out with her, or she don't do that anymore?
Well, it's only one Pip still alive. That's my dad.
Right.
The other two are deceased, and he travels with her now and then.
Oh,
He's
nice.
he's semi-retired, so he has his own company for production company.
Oh, nice.
So he's doing some stuff and he's picking and choosing.
Where does he live now?
He lives here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she still has a house here, but she stays in North Carolina. That's where her husband is from. They have a ranch out there.
Oh, nice.
So she stay out there in the open green, you know what I mean?
Beautiful out
Away
there,
from stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that's what's going on. He'll be 75 September 4th.
Wow.
So, and they'll be celebrating 65 years in the business. He was 10 when they started.
Wow.
For real?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
That's a great
And for a black man from that era to reach 75? No,
Yeah.
for real. Like,
Yeah.
That's
And he doesn't look his age. He takes care of himself really well. So
beautiful,
there's
man.
pressure on me. I'm like,
now.
I better not
You look
check
like
out
You start eating salads now, brother. Starting
He's been a vegetarian for almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
I
where it
mean,
is,
a
bro.
real vegetarian.
For real.
Yeah.
That's
No
where it's at.
seafood, none of that stuff, man.
Wow.
That's
So,
where it's at, man.
Yeah.
Like
So-
everybody that's veggie, just they're 80 years old, still kicking
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
They ain't got joint damage.
Yeah, that's true.
Meniscus stays because the level of acidity in your pH balance when you're in what it is so much different than when
That's
you
right.
eat and coffee and all that stuff.
Yep. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, but let's not forget how good meat and coffee taste. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
Life tastes a little better though, brother. Life tastes, actually, you know what? Once you go vegetarian, after a certain amount of time, your taste buds go back to being normal, and like everything tastes. You believe it or not, it tastes really great.
Yeah, it does. You develop an
Right.
acquired taste.
Like if his dad actually tasted a piece of meat, it would taste like salt and
Yeah,
It
yeah,
tastes
yeah.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
How long does that take?
about a month for your like acidic level to lower, your pH balance to go down, and then but you gotta like not do a lot of acid corrosive food,
Right.
whatever that is.
Yeah. Interesting.
You got some health intelligence going on over there.
You got to, bro,
Nah,
man.
you too.
Everything kills you now.
Yep. You can't eat
Everything kills you.
leaves and bark.
I mean, before, right?
Put some
Before
hot
women,
sauce on it.
before like a woman or a man, you could get together. They wouldn't kill you.
Right.
You'd be bad. You'd go to the doctor. You get it fixed. Now, you'll die.
You die
Right.
on the spot.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's a whole. You got.
Yeah, it
you
is.
got to, man. You have to be aware of what's going
Yeah, you
on,
do.
how to work out, not just working out. You know, everything. Everything. It's a different, man.
It
It's
is.
an information era,
Yep.
and you would think that with more information we get smarter,
Right. But we're dummying down.
Right?
And getting lazy.
right? We're getting dumber and lazier.
You talking to computers to give you answers and to do stuff for you and to cut the lights on and unlock the door and park.
Hey, y'all leave
Drive.
Siri alone. Leave Siri alone.
Well, no, but you know what? It's actually messing with kids' ability to retain knowledge because
Yeah.
they don't have to anymore.
Right.
Right.
Short
So-
attention span.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
still know the
Snapchat-
numbers.
Yeah.
All the numbers that I remember before 19, like 78, 80. I still have them.
Yeah, numbers and
All
addresses.
those.
You used to have to know all of that stuff, right? And
You went to somebody's house one time,
yeah.
and you had to remember how to get back there.
Yep. That's right.
God forbid you forgot that number and you had to ask your mom more than
everything
once what that number was.
Everything is GPS. You lose your phone or your numbers, or you ever see when your names go away and it's just the numbers and you like,
Yeah. Like, wait a minute, who's that? You gotta go through the text. What was that
I don't
conversation?
answer the phone.
Oh, that's Derek. Okay, that's Derek. Man, yeah.
then you got to make up that lie. Hey, new phone. Who is this? Sorry.
Yeah. I don't recognize this number.
Yeah, exactly. Yo.
Yeah, it is bad, man. It's bad. It's getting bad.
That's why Snapchat and all of that is like 6 seconds, because that's the average. That's the measurement of an attention span of the millennials.
It's crazy.
It's like you gotta keep, like, after 6 seconds is boring,
What were you saying,
or
sister?
their mind on something else. You know, it's hard to retain.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I listen to everything y'all say. Don't get that shit.
Oh, he got bored like 3 hours ago, bro. Don't worry about that.
Y'all was talking about vegetables. I was like, what? Y'all said
We lost him on
vegetables?
vegetables.
I think that's where I start going.
I was like, vegan?
What did I say 26 seconds ago?
26 seconds. Millennials had 6 seconds of attention span.
Okay, so you're special then.
Nah, I just listen to.
That's good, man. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You
Yeah.
listen twice as much as you speak.
Exactly.
That's what I was told.
Bomb Squad's in the building, and it's going down, y'all. You know, it's a live studio right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a live studio. Right. We got Carlos Mencia in the building with us, and he's hanging tight. Man,
That's my brother.
What's going on with you, man? How's things been? Where you from, first of all?
I was born in Honduras, but I grew up in Los Angeles when I was a little kid. I grew up in the projects.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So your transition to Vegas is not anything new to you. You've been here quite a few times. You've been hanging out.
Well, here's the difference, right? The difference between me, like when I used to come here when I was young, right, and try to win $100 or $200, that was a whole different. Now it's so bizarre because I'll make friends with the general manager of the casino. He'll walk me through the catacombs, and all the people that work there, and all the people that work in the kitchen, and all the people, like, they're all like, "Hey, Carlos, what's up?" And you know what I mean? "Yo, man, you funny." And you get like, "Carlos, ¿qué pasa?" And it's like everybody now. Whereas it was one point in time where I only connected with the workers.
Right.
Now
right.
it's like, to them, you know what I mean? They're proud of me. They're like, "Man, you used to be one of us, and now you're look at that." Like, look at Carlos, man. He's walking with the general manager. You know what I mean? It's like they're so proud, bro. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel because I'm just a regular dude who, you know, I got a God-given talent. I work at it, but I'm lucky. You know, I could have been born black and 200 years ago funny. It wouldn't have done me no good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No good. So we're fortunate, man. We're fortunate that we get to do what we do, and you gotta stay grounded. So I love that. I could be walking with, like, you know, Steve Wynn, but somebody cutting grass will be like, "What's up, Carlos?" You know, I'll be like, "Oh, that's where I come from. My bad." For a second here, I thought I was Mr. Lamborghini. I guess I'm
dead wrong,
I
man.
guess I'm dead wrong.
Carlos, speaking of connecting, man, since we're taking it back, I read that you changed your name to connect with the Mexican community. Is that true?
Well, it's not even to connect. It's that I grew up in the projects in East LA, right? A Latino. And my birth name is Ned. And just people didn't get it, bro. You know?
Didn't get it.
No, because I would walk on stage and people would be like, "No, what's your real name?" "Ned." "No, is it like for Eduardo?" "No, it's Ned, man. It's Ned." And people were just confused. And the owner of the comedy store, Mencia, she's basically said to me, like, "You're always gonna confuse people. You are Latino.
Right.
What you do on stage is Latino. You can't fight it. You can't get away from it. You throw Spanish in the middle of your act.
Right.
Like, you can't pretend to be something that you're not. Your name, she's like, from an entertainment perspective, is the opposite of who you are. You should have a name that describes you on stage. It's not who you are." And there's so many people that change their names or change a version of their names or whatever it is. So I said, "Oh, I got an uncle named Carlos." And she said, "That's perfect, Carlos Mencia." And that's how it became Carlos Mencia. But it was more because my act was, you know, very much about me growing up, my parents. So I would say, my dad said to me, and then I do an impression of my dad going, I told you to climb the tree. Did I tell you to fall off the tree? No, that's why I'm laughing, because I didn't tell you to fall off the tree. Ned tells those stories, and then it's got to be a whole thing about Ned, and I didn't want to do that. So I thought, you know what? Sure, I'll do it. And here's the interesting thing. Like, some people say, I can't believe you changed your name. I'm the only Latino to change his name from a very white American name to a Latino name. I actually went backwards. Like, I already had white people like that. That Ned does Mexican impressions hysterically. And then I said, oh, he ain't one of us, man. So I actually did the opposite of what a lot of the guys do. You know, a lot of the guys, the Latinos, some African Americans will drop an ethnic name, right?
Right.
I don't want to be DeMarcus. My name's Jerry. You know, whatever it is, and so that people like think, okay, he's just an American. I went the opposite. I was like, I already got that name. I don't like it because that's not who I am. I'm going, you know, with Latino. And at the time, I thought it was a brilliant decision. Now that, you know, I look at it, I go, man, Ned might have been. Yeah, man, because today, you know what I mean? I could trick a lot of white people in Henderson to go see Ned. Funny man, Ned? Oh, come on now.
I feel you. I could trick a lot of people too when they say Brian.
Right, see what I'm saying?
Oh, I know that guy.
Right. Like you could do that when you're on the phone, right?
Exactly.
When you call on the voice. You don't use this voice. Like when you call yes, this is Brian.
You don't understand.
Can I help you, please?
When I talk like that, my pizzas get there faster.
Every time I call DirecTV, bro, for a new receiver, it's Ned calling. Yes, this is Ned Mencia calling. My receiver is like, no, don't worry, Mr. Mencia. Wait, Ned Mencia.
And it was on the bill, huh?
Right.
Hey, well, look, Carlos, we gonna take a break. We're gonna come
man.
back and talk to you some more about the show coming up this weekend, man. You got a big show coming up.
Yep.
And we want you to tell the people what they can expect. What's
Okay.
gonna go down, man?
Okay,
It's
we'll do it.
It's your world.
That's well. Let's do it.
It's not the Bomb Squad, y'all. It's the Carlos Mencia. It's Ned Mencia.
It's a Ned.
Y'all keep it locked. Y'all chilling with the Bomb Squad right here on Power 88. We'll be right back after these
Super
messages.
station.
Oh my God.
Good stuff, man.
That's funny. Now, that was a funny story.
Dude, it's true though, man. Like, I had the perfect Anglo. If I would have changed my last name from Mencia to Mancini,
Oh yeah.
just to that, just like almost the same thing,
Yeah.
people would have been like, oh, he's a white Italian guy. You know what I mean? But it just didn't. It didn't work. That didn't work for me for my stage, for what I do. It just you gotta, we all gotta do what we gotta do, man.
I meant to ask too. Did you ever ask Arsenio if that's his real name too? Arsenio Hall. Is that? He said black dudes changing their name.
Yeah, Brian Ginger. No, I think Arsenio, that's his real name.
That's his real name. Okay.
Oprah changed it.
Yeah.
But
Oprah's real name? Her real name is Orpah. And she changed it to Oprah. She switched it to
real?
the R. Swear to God. I'm not.
I gotta Google that. What? That's crazy.
Her real name's Orpah.
well, but then
That don't sound good
again,
at all. That's like a joke right there.
we're
Like,
selling products, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't be DJ Eric.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta DJ Sugarfoot. DJ Sugarfoot don't have a foot, bro. He got the sugar. He got that sugar.
Yeah, right. The diabetes.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's
And
deep
then
for us,
LA,
man.
of course, being in LA, when you come to Hollywood, they want to make you do this, and that. Was that something that happened to you?
Well, what happens in Hollywood is, here's what happens in Hollywood. They're selling a product.
Yeah.
You're a person, but you're a product.
Right.
It's
Commodity.
show business. And show business doesn't work when it's too much business, right? Is what radio's become. Radio was show business. It became too much business, and the show part is suffering. When you're all show and you're no business, you don't make money, and inevitably you lose it. So it's the two, and you can't take it personally. You know what I mean? I'm a comedian, but there are a lot of other comedians. So how do we project ourselves to the world? What do we do? You know, you want somebody to immediately, after seeing you perform,
Yeah.
to be able to say, oh, I love that guy, she's, and then to say a sentence or two to be descriptive of what your show is. You want people to be like, man, you gotta listen to Bomb Squad. There, boom. Whatever that boom is, that's what you want. That's the product that you're putting out. You could be up here for 5 hours, But if the audience can, say that to you, then you got them. You're in here, and that's the part of it. So then,
That's real.
then you got to do, you got to figure out how much you want to be out there, how much you want to integrate the community into the radio station. You got to figure out how much are you going to do recording wise, how much are you going to put online. This is all the balance of it.
I like
but
that.
if you don't look at it at its entirety, then that's what he's for. So he'll tell you guys, no, you worry about this.
Oh yeah, he does.
I'll worry about that.
We just-
Right?
yes.
You do this, and then I'll take care of that. And that's when it works well. But you can't take it personally if he tells you, listen, you got to do breaks that are shorter, or you got to talk about stuff that's more important. It's all meant to bring everything
You've been here
together.
before.
It's just tough.
That's a real
You've
game.
been here before.
That's a real game.
You've been listening to you've been on the wall flying around, man.
Well, here's the interesting
That's
thing about
definitely
radio. There's a schism, right? Most research will tell you play music. Most research says we don't want to hear people talk. But that's because the majority of DJs don't say anything. So what I learned in radio was play your best song. And I would say, well, what do you mean by best song? Play the best song that you can play. Like, but what if I don't have a song? I said, I don't literally mean play your best song. If you got something to say, that's your best song. Play that song. But make sure that whatever you say is better than the song I want you to play. Once you can do that, then you can have the freedom. So that's why you have, on this level, right? Make your break shorter, too much mumbling, a lot of blah blah. You don't want that. You be concise, be quick, get it. On the other hand, we're not gonna play any music whatsoever because what I have to say is so important that I know how to do that. But to get from here to here, bro, that's an eternity.
Oh.
That's no, for real. I mean, to do this and to become Howard Stern,
Feel it.
to become, all brothers that do it in the morning, it's to become Tom Joyner. It's just different. You just, and both are right, but all performers can't do both. That's the thing.
Damn.
There are guys that do afternoon morning shows that they could talk for 3.5, 2.5 minutes, 1 minute, 1.5, and they sound amazing. You make a mistake going, you know what? I know we play 10 sounds an hour, let's drop to 8. And then all of a sudden, and he's out there going, no, get out of this bit, it's not funny. Yeah,
Damn.
but that's the show business. Don't take it personal, learn from it, figure out what it is, figure out the rhythm. Dude, everything in life is something that you should learn or at least acknowledge and then say, that's not part of what I want to do, but I know it now. And you inevitably acquire enough information to incorporate it into what you want to do with your life to make it.
Damn.
But that's
I like
that's
that.
all. Yeah, that's
like
everything.
It's called molding and shaping and branding.
See what I'm saying? Like I would never have thought that because I'm not in the business. But it's his job to let you know what it is, so he knows how to say it. So that's
I like that.
This was one of those moments. I said what he said in about 3-5 minutes. He said it in 3 seconds.
Yeah. 3 words.
See, for real. That's it. I'm serious. And so
Sum it up.
Free game right here, man.
That's-
Carlos Mencia and Mr.
It's
Craig
free
Knight.
game, it
I
is,
couldn't
man.
ask for more.
no, but you know what? It is, man. And you always got to listen to people that have done it before you. You don't have to do it the same.
That's right.
But if you don't listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be the guy at the bottom of a mountain, looking at the guys on top of the mountain, going, "I don't want to hear anything from you guys. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do this my way." You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get up there
Right. When there's a guy going, "No, there's a rope over there." Like, dude, just get the rope. Just go to the rope. You know?
Or there's an elevator in the back of the mountain.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? Oh, he came up with that elevator. You always have to listen. You might not want to take it. You might be like, you know what? I get it, but I want to go a different route.
Right.
But now you know, and that's the important thing to make decisions based on knowledge and information. Most people don't do that anymore.
That's true.
It's what we were talking about.
Yep. That's true.
Most people don't have that ability anymore. It's lost.
Yeah. And it's a dummy down time, you know. Like when we were in school, when we went to school, we had to learn our times tables from the ones all the way through 12s. That was before calculators.
Yep.
And your mind was always working and developing. We had to know everybody's address, street. We didn't have call waiting. You called, it was busy, you call back later.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just show up. If you're not home, you leave a note. Hey, I came by. How did our parents reach us before pages and cell phones and all of that?
Come in before it's dark.
Could you imagine taking
Street light.
Yeah.
Or somebody be riding their bike to another neighborhood from our neighborhood. My friend, Craig, your mother's looking for you. All right, y'all, I gotta go. That was it.
Yeah.
And everybody knew, by the way. You would be like, their mother looking for, ooh, he's in trouble. Because everybody knew, man.
Yeah, everybody knew, yeah.
And you knew you were in trouble when you were on your bike and there's people like outside your house just looking around. You're like, oh, man.
Yep.
And then your mom, as soon as your mom or dad mom usually made that eye contact, you were like, oh, what time is it? Oh, and that was another thing, like, time was different.
Yeah.
We would go outside and play.
Oh, man.
We lost track of time.
Yeah.
Nobody had a watch.
Nope.
No kids had a watch on them. No kids
Nobody.
had a phone on them.
And you did so many things.
We just go out there and play, man.
How about Saturday
movements for
morning? You eat your cereal, pajamas. Cartoons was on from like 5 in the morning to like 11.
Yep. And then
That
Soul
was
Train
it.
came on the West
Yeah.
Coast, man. What?
Then after that, you was in the streets all day.
Yeah, brother.
You was in the streets all day.
Yeah.
And we love daylight savings time.
Yep.
You know, when that came around,
when
long
summer
days.
came around.
Ooh, man.
Breaking into the community pool at night because it was closed. Jumping over the fence.
Jumping over the fence,
And then pretending you ain't there because the cops came by.
Yeah,
You're in the
yeah,
water
yeah.
looking at movie, bro. Oh, man. It was
Yo,
it was
5-0.
Right. And everybody underneath. Yeah. And you would just see like stuff coming out. It was
Fun though.
But it made us a little more independent.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, I do joke about how today's kids want to stay home
right now?
Right.
until they're
The
25.
headphones are over there. Show me
That's
right
crazy.
My generation at 16, we were like, man, I can't wait to get out of this house.
Yep.
And my parents were like, well,
Bye.
go. Bye.
Power 88, the People Station, the Bomb Squad is in the building, and it's Mencia Radio.
Stop.
Going down right now.
Let's see your time.
It's happening, y'all, man. We are in the studio live. Carlos Mencia is here with us, having a great time, and we're learning so much about this brother. This brother is not only funny, he's knowledgeable.
I'm Mr. Philosophy. No, listen, this is one of my opening acts, and I just want y'all, because I told him one day we were going to be at a station with a lot of brothers, and we'd talk about this. This man, he was born here, but his parents are from Dominican Republic, and he did not know that he was black until recently.
We can't interview him.
Wait, okay. No, it's not that I didn't know I was black. I was suppressing it for a little bit, and then I found out I was black, and I was like, you know what? I'll just embrace it now that Donald Trump's in office. Because then he can't deport me, so I could say his.
It's very time to be black.
I don't know when to take y'all seriously.
Oh, no, brother.
But he's
No.
saying this with a straight face.
Brother, listen, because he's from Miami, so we drove, but like, there's a lot of black neighborhoods in Miami, so we drove by one of the black neighborhoods, and he was like, man, these people, I'm like, these people? I'm looking at him like, these people? What do you mean,
Are you
these
serious?
people? Yeah, I go, you're black, right? He's like, no, I'm Dominican. I'm like, but that doesn't stop you from being black.
Oh,
you
my
know
God.
you're, like, you know that you're African. You know you are, but you understand that, right?
The boat stopped on the way.
He didn't know, though. He did not know.
No, it's not that I didn't know. Like, I knew I was black. I just didn't know I was like, yay. Like, I didn't know I was that kind of black. That's not,
Wait.
don't look at me like that's racist,
Wait a
okay?
minute,
Like, I
wait a
knew
minute.
I was black.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
And you found out when you were 20.
I was like 24, 25, around there.
It just all came. Did you? Let me ask you a couple questions. There's a couple questions I need to ask
Right.
you. Do you like chicken?
I love chicken.
You black.
That's just one question.
Wait, first
Everybody
of all,
loves chicken.
he don't just like chicken.
No, what do
He
you-
loves
whoa.
like deep down south buttermilk, like fried chicken.
Well, who
like
doesn't though?
It's in your blood.
I don't like watermelon.
You don't like watermelon?
I don't like watermelon.
Okay, we can have your card back.
You can't cut it in half, man. I'm just saying, like, but if I had to choose between like soul food and Latino food, I go through the Latino all the time. So.
But you know what? It's funny it's funny. That's why I said I don't know if y'all joking or not because
No,
I
but
know
here's
other
how you know
Dominicans
you're
say that.
When the cop pulls you over, are you scared?
There we go.
Oh, very much scared.
You're black. That's my point.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not
feel
even
like-
talking about like.
but I
the
feel like
bullet. I'm
everybody's
talking-
scared.
No.
Hey, Kevin, you're white. Are you scared?
Kevin, the white guy here. Kevin.
When you get pulled over, are you scared?
No, I usually know the cop.
You see, he's not kidding. By the way, his dad is a cop, so he's not afraid, dude. That's
right,
what I'm
this-
saying.
this-
Like,
this
you know what I
is-
mean?
this is-
Like, let me put it to you this way: if I was at an anti-protester at the KKK rally, I would be a little scared, but they'd look at me and still maybe talk to me like they talk to Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah.
They wouldn't talk to you and you'd be scared.
I wouldn't even go there though.
That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of black I'm talking about.
I just stayed in the sun too long, guys. That's it.
But see, the difference is that's why they have me, because I go, hey, this is what they were saying about you guys.
Yo, man, this is how we travel, brother. We got the white guy, and he drives. And so when we ever get pulled over, I'm not kidding, bro. The cops talk to him.
Carlos, that's how I knew you was from L.A.
Yeah.
Your brother got a game plan. He got a game plan.
yeah.
I already figured you out. You good. You good.
Now, here's the only thing, and I've never asked, and I never will. Every once in a while, we get pulled over somewhere a little shady, South Carolina, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Georgia type of deal. Kevin's driving, and here's when I know like something's going on over there, because the officer will be like, "Get out of the car, sir," and then they go back and they talk. But they don't talk like I'm used to talking. Like, I know cops when they talk to people that are of color,
Right.
and there's a little aggression in there. I don't know what they're saying, but there's a little like, "What are you doing here?" "No, for real, what are you doing?" They look like they're talking like it's cool, and then they both look at us, and then they look away, and I know he's saying something about us to that cop. I know he's saying something like, "Listen, I know I gotta drive this way, bro," like something like that. And then we don't get a ticket and we drive off. I don't know what he's saying.
I'm gonna tell you what they say.
What?
You're absolutely wrong. I know
Really?
exactly what they say.
What they say?
He goes, "I went hunting with your dad last night." You're free to go. You
It's
can-
a lot of, how's your mom doing? Good. How's your mom doing? And Carlos looks, and we both wink and go, shh.
Y'all keep it locked. We gonna face some Felix.
How's cousin Felix?
We're gonna take a break and come back with more Carlos Mencia right here on the Bomb Squad on Power 88.
The People's Station.
That's funny. Crazy. Man, we went to, that's funny because you're talking about down south, but I used to live in Atlanta. And it was a Jamaican guy, man. We were like going about 120 trying to get to Miami from Atlanta. And it's
That's a long haul. I've driven that.
This dude,
From Atlanta to Miami.
this dude from
You drove
Jamaica.
actually a little more than that, but
Yeah.
He's looking at you because you sleep.
So we were like, it was about, it had to be like 20 deer in the middle of the highway,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And the Jamaican guy goes, "Oh my God, look at those deer!" And so right when he said deer, woo, and I was like, "Man," I told you to slow down. And everybody screamed like, "I told you to slow down, what the hell?" And the cop comes up to the car, and he goes, this dude was so scared. He said, "Man, I don't know what to do. I see what they do. They're gonna kill us. We're going too fast, and we're in the flashy car. We're dead. He's panicking the whole time, right? This fool said. The cop came up to the car, so we all sitting there, we rolled all the windows down. And the cop said, "Hey, why you guys driving so fast?" And the Jamaican guy goes, "Sir, we were trying to get away from the reindeer." The damn cop just fell out. He was like, "A reindeer?" He said, "Yeah, they were in the bin." He said, "I saw deer back there, but reindeer, man." And we just everybody just busted out laughing. All the cops that came up, they were all laughing. "Go ahead, you guys, just slow it down." They couldn't, that was the funniest thing that ever happened. I know where we
Could you
were.
imagine a Jamaican saying that?
In Columbus, Georgia.
Wow.
Oh, the reindeer.
He was just trying to get away from the reindeer.
That's exactly how he said it.
What?
That's just how he said it. And we fell out,
You mean
man.
deer, right? No, the reindeer back there. Wow.
He corrected him. He said, "The deer." He said, "No, the reindeer." We thought that was hilarious, man.
Oh, that's funny.
got you on a ticket, dude.
He sure did. He sure did.
If you make them laugh, bro. But that's the hard part.
That didn't work for me. Fucking made the cop laugh. He's dying laughing. I'm like, yeah. Came back with a $120 ticket.
How'd you get into comedy?
So my ex-girlfriend signed me up for open mic.
Time to get down to the
And she says that if I don't go, we would lose $250. And if I go, I will get the $250 back. So she signed me up because I always wanted to do comedy. And then I ended up doing the open mic. Did great, and then she told me she lied to me just to get me on stage because I would have never done it if it wasn't for her. So, and then once you do it once, bro, it's like a bug. You just keep going. There's no stopping. So, it's that's how I started comedy. But I always wanted to do comedy because my dad was funny, and he was like the comedian at the house party, and I was like, I'm gonna do that one day, but on a bigger scale. So that's how I started doing comedy.
And where you from?
Miami.
Miami.
I started doing comedy because I saw Cisco do an open mic, and I was like, shit.
He was like, I'm way funnier than that.
Did they say what your role was? Did they say what his role was?
Yeah, I'm the host. I'm the MC.
Okay.
Yeah, so I go, Cisco goes, and then...
Yeah, I'm the middle. Carlos is the closer.
Most definitely.
So how do you handle a heckler in the crowd? Who wants to go
you
first?
don't want to do that.
Yeah,
You don't want to do that with this girl.
I destroy some people, man. Like I make them feel like crap, or they get shut down, or whatever. Like I'm literally, because Carlos doesn't want to deal with hecklers, so I'm literally the guy where it's like either I have to shut them down hard, or they have to get kicked out. So. Yeah, I make them feel like crap.
It doesn't, you know what though, like with the bigger shows, it doesn't happen a lot like that because they're all coming out to see him, so they're all like really excited. It's when you get to like real...
It's when you get to those free shows that we're still at. Come see Cisco Duran, here's free tickets.
I had a woman the other night, I was at this club in New York, I'm from New York, and I was talking about being engaged, and this woman was like, where's your ring? Just out in the middle of it. And I was like, I'm a dude, so we don't do that. And she just kept going, and she kept like talking. I was like, do you think this is a conversation? I was like, this is a show. And I was like, would you go to Hamilton and just be like, hey, why do you have those shoes on? I was like, it doesn't happen. And then she kept going. I go, all right, fine. Let's talk about you. Are you married? And she was like, no. I go, well, guess that's why you don't wear a ring. And then the whole club shut down. But that's like, you kind of got to turn it on them. You know what I mean? You kind of make it a part of the joke a little bit. They get their little attention, and then they usually shut up. But if they don't, then you got to...
Don't like that. How do you like the show? I'm Dying Up Here. Have you seen it?
I recorded
I like
it.
it.
I recorded it. I need to watch it.
It's a good drama.
Yeah.
I like the actual show of it. It doesn't focus that much on stand-up.
Yeah.
But I like the show of it.
I don't like any shows about comedians. They're always too dark for me.
Yeah.
They're always like,
That show's
because
good
if you
stuff.
watch it, it's and you might. Here's the. I look at it and I go, I can't believe we're like that, because we're like that.
We're like that,
we
sure.
really are like that. There's so many true things. Like there was one episode where he said, if another comedian makes it and there isn't a little part of you that hates him, you're not a real comedian. That's real.
That's true.
That's real.
That's a musician too.
Shit.
It's a friendly competition thing.
Yeah, I saw a dude on TV and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Fuck that guy.
It's true. That's true. That's very true.
But with us, it's worse.
Yeah.
Because here's why. Because artists have to collaborate, right? So you can be a DJ, but you're gonna collaborate with somebody else. You could be a rapper, but you gotta have a producer. You know, there's always somebody that we don't need that. I don't need anybody. I could wake up every morning, be by myself, go on stage by myself, do my shows by myself. I don't need anybody. So that is even taken to another level because we're so focused on us, me. So when other people, but we're dark, man. We take dark stuff and make it funny. Light stuff is all, you know what I'm saying? Not the best of us, but you know, the priors of the world. I mean, think about it. If I told you that there's gonna be a guy who's gonna do so much blow and smoke so much crack, he's gonna light himself on fire, and then he's gonna do one of the best specials of all time, talking about how he lit himself on fire. You would say, no. But
That happens.
that's what happened. Like, that's what we do. That's who we are at our core. You know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I remember watching that special when he was like, I know what y'all are doing, and he lit that match, and I went, there goes Richard Pryor. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. That's just
funny as hell.
right, dude. That was crazy. That was.
So do you as comics ever worry about like how Freddie Prinze said that I saw the movie.
Yes.
Where you can't hear them laugh anymore? Do you ever get to that point where you can't hear the audience, they're laughing, but you can't hear them laugh?
That doesn't scare me, but I know that sometimes I feel that. sometimes I have to tell myself when I'm on stage, hey, appreciate this moment. Like, really, be in it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you've had moments like this before. I know you've got standing ovations. I know you, but dude, this is special. This moment is special. And I try to tell myself that every night because, yeah, once that gets old, then you need something else to replace the feeling you used to get. And that's when drugs come in.
Yeah.
And that's when negative behavior, you know what I mean? You doing things you don't want to do with people you don't want to be doing them with. That's when it goes crazy. But it goes to the point that you were making, that we want to feel that way and we don't anymore. So we're numb to it. Yeah, that's a scary place to be. I've been doing it for 30 years and I still haven't reached that place. But there are moments when I catch myself going, don't let yourself even attempt to feel that way. It's a scary place. You didn't used to get the laughs that you used to get before now?
No.
So are you starting to feel like if you don't get big laughs, they're not good enough?
Yeah.
I also heard.
He could tell you. Fucking, we were doing the show in Connecticut, and like the openers were like, before he got up, like the openers were like, eh, and I'm like, oh my god, like I was in the back just like stressing, like this show's gonna be horrible, they're not gonna laugh, dude, you know, and just like worried. And then I got like by the time he got up, you know, the crowd was great, and then when I got up and they were like roaring, laughing the whole time, I was like, all right, this.
But
is
you know
great.
what it is? It's like anything else. When you get better, you don't settle for what you were doing previously.
Yeah.
So you want to keep going. So it's like if you get, like if you're living in these laughs and then you start writing some real shit and you start getting these, and then something you write gets these, you go, drop that. That's no, I got to do better than that, and I got to keep pushing. But that's also, look, it's a healthy competitiveness. The whole industry is like that. The key is not to be envious; it's to be proactively competitive.
Yeah.
You got to see someone and
Real
have
talk.
them push you to want to do better without trying to be like, man, I fucking hate that dude. You know what I
Real
mean?
talk.
Like you gotta have
Oh,
this.
see, but I can't do that. I hate that dude. I fucking hate that
Yo,
dude.
he's been working with me for years. If I get a TV show tomorrow, he gonna hate me just a little bit too.
Fuck that guy. You better put me on.
I'll put him on the show. He'll still hate me. He'll be on the show going, this should be my show.
My competitiveness is with people that were on my level or I grew up with, you know, like there's a few comics from Miami that like blew up, and not blew up, but like the guy from America's Got Talent, Preacher Lawson.
Yeah.
He did competitions to get like that. He's from Florida, so I did competitions with him.
Where
and-
you won.
Yeah, where I won. Where he did not win and he bombed and he ate it. And now this motherfucker on YouTube was like, no, I'm just joking. He's a great guy.
He's got angry. He's
No, he's a
Don't edit that. That was real. Yo, that was real. That was a real moment. That was a real comedy moment. Just say, he gonna pull it back like, don't
No,
fall
but
for
did you
that.
hear what he said,
Yes,
though?
yes.
He said YouTube.
Yeah.
No,
He
but
did say YouTube.
But he's killing it, man. I'm happy for him, but at the same time, I'm jealous. Where it's like, fuck, man, I could have done that, but I have to realize that's not my comedy. My comedy's not for America's Got Talent.
I want to talk to you about your growing up in LA, how that formed you into who you are, and how much of your comedy came out of your, you know, where you grew up and stuff like that.
The show,
Right.
the showcase. Talk about that.
What's okay?
Doing a show at Orleans.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So is this is this your last time going in? You want to make this be your last time?
to remember.
I don't know. You tell me. He's the one. You're the road manager, dude. You're the one that knows times. If we get there late, it's on you. If we don't, it's on me.
You got some soul food coming.
Hey,
You ain't tricking me with that shit.
About that
roast battles?
concept, yeah.
Personally, I'm not a fan of it. Personally, because
Yeah, we gotta go.
because for me personally, it doesn't last. It's just, you know, who can insult somebody or creatively insult. I mean, there's an art to it. I don't want to put it down. It's not that I dislike it. It's just not my thing. It also brings out, I don't know if it brings out the worst in us from that perspective of going at each other. It might. I know that if I was roast battling back in my day, I would have said some real stuff that was just funny and hurtful. You know what I mean? I was. Because, dude, I was a guy that when we did the dozens, they would talk about like your mama this, your mama that. I'd be like, well, your mama had sex with the guy that delivers UPS. And everybody be like, well, that ain't funny. Well, it happened. And then everybody be like, oh, man, you can't go
I was going
there.
to ask you what's your best
Right.
mama joke.
Dude, I would go to the real. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
my
So
God.
in these situations, I probably
really
do the same.
did.
But he's done a few of them. He's done it, but he doesn't like them.
I don't like them.
It's fun when you do it with a friend. That's the difference. Like when you had a good friend, a comic buddy, like Gino and I.
Yeah, that
roast
would
battle
be
each other,
interesting.
and that's like you're just going in. It's your boy. You know what I mean? And you're doing what you do backstage, just on stage in a format. That's really fun. Because you write for like a week about him, and you're like, oh, I'm so fucking good with this. It's fun. That's the fun part about it. But then when you get into the whole like scene of it, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't like
It's weird,
it. I
'cause
feel like
someone's
it's too
gonna-
mean. Yeah. It's too mean. I can't do it.
It's a little mean, but it also, like, that material doesn't stay with you.
Yeah.
It's
No.
nothing that lasts.
It's more of a writing
So-
exercise than anything. That's all it is.
Yeah, so from our perspective, right? If I don't want to write a song that nobody's ever going to hear, or that only going to hear one time and you can't replay it,
Right.
I want to write something that, you know, somebody's going to remember it.
So how many?
Yeah.
How you doing, girl?
I'm fine. How about you?
Listen, I'm about to send Sean over there. Can I borrow 2 cups of sugar and a slice of butter?
Clips?
What if I tell you I don't have that?
Huh?
What if I tell you I don't have that?
What?
Oh, wait, where you trying to call?
I was actually calling the radio station.
No, this church is chicken, girl.
You gotta be kidding.
You want 2 piece?
So do you
Ask
guys,
if you want
do
both.
Church's Chicken, do you guys deliver?
Yeah.
You been listening to Ricky Smiley? Do we deliver church chicken? What's up? How you doing?
All right. How about you?
How can I help you?
Actually, I won some tickets on the radio yesterday. What did I win tickets to?
Wait a minute.
No, I know it was the Orleans Hotel.
Am I getting
But
punked?
what- No, you're
No,
not.
I'm getting punked. You just called me and asked me what you want tickets to, and you don't know what you want tickets to?
No, I know I won tickets for the Orleans Hotel.
Okay, so
What's the name of it?
possibly you could have won tickets to Carlos Mencia's show.
Possibly.
But I don't know who you is. I don't know who you is, shout out.
Yeah, you could have got tickets to go bowling.
Or she could have won tickets to see all these.
No, it's not bowling.
Oh, no.
You sure it ain't bowling?
I know what it was. We gave away tickets yesterday to the midget circus in the parking lot at the Orleans Arena. That might be. I think that's what you got.
And they're going to be on motorcycles.
No, that's not what I got.
Okay.
That's what you got. And it wasn't Carlos Mencia either.
I think it is Carlos Mencia. I think that's
Yeah, we got any more tickets to Carlos?
Here's the bad thing: if you did not do it, the office is closed, so you can't pick the tickets up now. But I think with the Carlos Mencia tickets, that your name will be at the. Did they tell you to be at the will call?
Right.
Okay, yeah, it was Carlos Mencia. It was Carlos Mencia.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wait! I'm gonna tell you something. I got news for you. Hold on, shout it. I'm introduce you somebody, shout
This black comes out.
You ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Quick, right?
Check this out right here. Ain't nobody gonna be at the concert tomorrow. Nobody's gonna be in the building that's gonna be able to say they did what you did. You ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready.
I introduce you to Mr. Carlos Mencia.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good. So you wanted a 2-piece? Where do you live so I can take that to your house?
I do. I want a two-piece.
He wants a 2-piece.
Oh, I'll give her a 2-piece. And a biscuit.
2-piece and a biscuit.
So see,
It's a pleasure to meet you, baby. And I'll see you tomorrow at the show, man. It's gonna be a great show, I promise.
Is it tomorrow? Today?
Thank you very much.
What's her name?
all right, you have a good night. What's your name, sweetheart?
Leslie Brown.
My name is Leslie.
Leslie. You know I'm gonna talk about you bad on the radio, right?
You probably will, yeah.
I really am. Because nobody ever called and asked what did you win tickets to yesterday. That's bad.
You know what? Actually, I was traveling.
I would rather blame it on this. You were at a dispensary.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Makes you forget. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
All right, you have a good day then. We'll talk to you later, Leslie.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You are now locked into the Bomb Squad featuring Mr. Carlos Mencia.
I want to be a part of this, man. I wish if I lived here, I'd be popping in all the time.
Hey.
This is too much fun.
Hey, whenever you in the city,
I will, bro.
you got an
Always.
honorary chair
Always.
on the Bomb Squad. Matter of fact, we about to do the Mount Rushmore. Right? We can get a picture. Right. We're gonna put him. He gonna be on our Mount Rushmore. He gonna be there.
All right, well, I'll be
No,
sure.
not without.
Let me look sexy like Al B. Wait, I can't look sexy like Al.
I got you right there. That's it, Mount Rushmore.
There it is.
Crazy. Hey, we gotta give a big shout out to my girl Leslie. Leslie just called in and said, yes, I won something yesterday.
I won tickets yesterday for something at the Orleans.
But I don't know what it was. What did I win tickets to? And I just drew a dummy face on me because I couldn't give her an answer. But we found out that she won to your show tomorrow night at the Orleans.
And she was really sweet.
She was really sweet.
She said, Carlos Mencia, oh, can I get a 2-piece? With a biscuit. She wanted a 2-piece with a biscuit. That's beautiful, man.
Leslie, I don't know. Leslie scared me there for a minute. I had to go through the whole routine here and find out exactly what she was talking about because I didn't know what she won tickets to. But anyway, she's going to be enjoying Mr. Mencia.
I'll be there.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be going down. At the Orleans showroom on the 18th and the 19th, this man is going to be in a building holding it down for you. Now, I want to go back just a little bit with you.
Yes, my brother.
You said you grew up in L.A., and I'm just...
In the projects.
With the environment in the projects in L.A., how much of that played a role into you going into comedy? Did you, as a kid, were you seeing funny things that you were just storing up, or?
Yeah, but I never tried to be funny because my mom and dad were way too strict. They were way too. You're here to educate yourself. Educated people get out of the hood.
Right.
You will get out of the hood.
Exactly.
You will not stay here. You will not live in the project. So, I took school very seriously, but I was always looking. Like, I always saw things that I couldn't share them with anybody because nobody saw the world the way I did where I grew up. They just didn't see it the way I did. I would see things and go, can you believe that? And be like, I don't get it. They didn't understand it, but it was always there.
Right.
And when I graduated from college, that's kind of when my friends were like, dude, you're really funny. But I met different friends, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they were like, the way you think is funny, the way you say it is funny. And I was like, I'm mad. I'm like mad at what I'm talking about. This isn't funny to me.
Right.
This is stupid. And they were like, you don't understand. When you say that, it's funny. And then I discovered the stage, which is a place where I can be the guy that I've always wanted to be, the guy that my mom never let me be. Because my mom would always see like we would have family reunions, and I would see like the one family member that I wanted to say something about, and my mom would look at me and be like, "You better not say that. You better not say it." And I look at my mom like, "What? Whatever you can't say it here, and you can't say it now." That was her thing. Not here, not now. And when I found the stage, I found the place where she couldn't say that to me.
Right.
My mom can't say not here, not now. Right. No, here, this night, and this stage. Yeah, this is the right place to say this. Let me talk about my Uncle Joseph. Like, it was that. And that's when I discovered that moment, that thing that I love to do. And dude, it's been 30 years, man. It's just gone higher and higher and higher. It never tapers off. It never gets old. I never ever go on stage and think to myself or feel like, ugh, I don't want to do this show. And then, there've been times when I'm tired or I'm exhausted or I can't do it or something. I broke my foot. Right? My right foot. 43 minutes before a show. Broke my right foot and severely twisted my left ankle where I tore my ligaments. 43 minutes before a show.
You went on stage.
I did the show.
That's awesome.
I did the. You were there. He was there. He was there. I did it.
That's a true artist.
I have never sat down to do a show except for that night. I could not. I walked off stage. It was the longest ovation ever because it was so slow and people just felt so sorry. They're like, "Is he ever gonna walk off stage?"
I've never seen anybody kill a show like he was up there for an hour and 45 minutes straight. Just sitting down, killing the show, having fun, dude. Like,
and I walked off like, time to step, time to step, time to step.
45 minutes was him walking off the stage.
Yeah, it was, bro. It was. 45 minutes was people going, can we leave? Are we being rude if we let him walk away? What's going on? But people, I love it. I love it.
Appreciate you for doing stuff like that because I think sometimes people look at celebrities and they feel like they're superhuman. You better show up because I paid.
Sure.
But you guys get hurt like everybody else.
Yeah.
Entertainers get hurt, they get sick, and things happen, and it disappoints people. But for you to get on stage, man, that shows you.
So listen, I'll tell you a real quick story so people get it, right? So there used to be a time, it doesn't happen anymore, but about 15, 20 years ago, where if you went to LA, and you got on any freeway and you got off, there's a Mexican dude selling oranges on an off-ramp, right? That was like a thing back in the day. My grandmother died a few hours before I had a show. And I went on stage and I shed a tear and I said, I just want you to know my grandmother just died. And people saw my face that it was real. And then I said, man, she got hit by a driver selling oranges on the side of the freeway, and people just went nuts. And then everybody laughed and went, no, but for real, she really did die. I'm not kidding. Like, she really did die.
No one could take it seriously, dude.
But that moment where they laughed brought me joy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It made me feel, because my grandmother would have laughed at that.
Right.
My grandmother would have thought that was funny.
Wow.
But that's what we do, you know, because I can't cancel on those people. I mean, I can, and they'd understand it, but you know, you gotta deliver, man. You're the man. You gotta bring the mail.
So let's talk about the beginning of the Carlos Mencia career, man. I hear a lot of comedians say that it was very hard. There's a struggle. The show money is not like the actor money or like the one-hit wonder musician money. What was the struggle like at the beginning of the Carlos Mencia when the gigs came rolling in? Tell me a funny, crazy story about the struggle.
How about this? I'll do you one better, bro. This guy's been opening for me. He's been open for me for a long time. I don't pay him well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I don't pay him well because my thing is, if you come on the road with me, this is a paid internship. I'm gonna take you out of whatever little tiny town you're from, where you tell jokes about your local stuff that ain't that funny.
Where you don't know you're black.
Yes, where you don't know you're black. Exactly. Where you're black and you don't know you're black. And I'm gonna bring you to parts of the country that are gonna make you better. Like I remember when I took him the first time in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh no, not
the
that
first
part.
4 shows.
Oh my God.
Yo, it was. I mean,
if you ever
painful.
Yo, like
no laughs,
quiet.
nothing.
It was quiet. Like I was crying.
And he was doing his best though. I'm up there like, come on, let's do it. Yeah.
Nothing.
He's in Birmingham, Alabama. Go. You know when you talk to a Cuban and you ask them for directions and they're like, mira, tu sigo acá, and they're like, what the hell is this fat black man talking about?
You don't get nothing you're saying. Nothing.
They didn't get any of it.
Dude, not even a giggle, bro.
I'll tell you about Alabama off the air, okay? It's a different country.
Dude.
Oh, we've been there, bro. We know. We're going to Huntsville next week.
Alabama. I'm good now.
Good luck.
4 years ago? Nah, dude. Like I literally was so cocky because like we went to like North Carolina, Chicago, New York, went to Miami, and then we went to, and I was just so cocky. I was like, dude, I've been killing it these last 5 weeks. And he goes, hey, bro, this is a different animal. I go, bro, have you not seen what I've been doing everywhere? He goes, all right, dude, 4 shows. He didn't even tell me anything till 4 shows in. He was like, all right, bro, this is what you need to change.
Because I was gonna tell you when I see that's young blood right there. When I said this is a different animal, all he had to do was say, what do you mean? Yeah, and I would have said to him, listen, these people are like this and that. When you do this joke, they're gonna think like that. So don't do that joke. Do this joke though. Identify with that. I would have told him everything.
But I was just
he was like, oh, what? You gonna tell me what
I
to
was
do?
like,
Okay.
I was like, you haven't seen what I've been doing.
Okay, young blood. Okay.
Both of you, you're in Las Vegas today.
Yeah.
What is Las Vegas in store for this weekend? Tell us what's going to go down at the Orleans. What can we expect?
Listen, tonight and tomorrow's shows are just gonna be. I mean, they're gonna be. You know what? There is no word other than to tell you. I promise you come to my show, you're gonna leave loving me and disliking me because I promise you, your stomach will hurt as if you worked out. And your jaws are hurt like you did something with your man that you hadn't done in too long. And then after that, you know what? We might go out to party, or we might do a party in my suite. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
You could read the reviews, man. We put every time we come here, we put on a show, man. For the last 3 years now, dude, it's great. Like it's just great. There's no other words for it.
So we're down. Well, listen.
We tear it up like we're lucky to be Americans. I approach the stage, and I will tonight as I do every night. And right before I go on stage, I will remember that I could be a broke-ass boy in Honduras milking a cow.
There you go.
But I'm Carlos Mencia working at the Orleans doing a show. That moment right there will take me to the end of the show and kill it. And that's what it's all about.
This is how I'm approaching the show. I ordered a bunch of chicken wings for the green room. So I'm going to have a lot of chicken wings and then perform and go back and eat the rest of the chicken wings.
I'm going to tell you right now, my take on the show is, we ain't worried about Carlos. I'm coming to hang with you.
You want them chicken wings?